This is a beautiful, beautiful, windy day, all right, in the windy part of Oklahoma City. I'm JD Farrell, half of your hosting body. How are you doing, Steven?
Coming from New York City, I'm Stephen Merriweather. I'm doing great. How are you, JD?
I'm doing pleasant, getting over some stressful things in my life, but besides that, I'm ready for Fargo watch party. I'm excited to get started.
You have a nice patch on your arm.
I do.
Today.
I do. I want to let it.
Tell the folks what that's about.
Yeah, your boy has got his first COVID shot. Vaccine. I'm vaccinated. Woo! 50%.
That's not how that works, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm still like 90% of it, honestly. The second shot only does an extra like 5%.
Yeah. According to the latest CDC guidelines, you are fully vaccinated 2 weeks after your second shot.
Okay. All right. So in 5 weeks, I'll be fully vaccinated.
Yeah.
Should have just got the
Very
J&J,
nice.
honestly.
No, I don't want the J&J. I want that
You want that?
Pfizer or
You want that
Moderna
Pfizer?
vaccine.
I got that top
Yeah.
tier.
Yeah, you did. It's a good vaccine. I would like Pfizer or Moderna, definitely.
We'll see. New York's not going to roll it out till about mid-July.
No, actually, they're saying that by the end of the month, they're opening it up for everyone.
What? Como's trying to win that
That's-
voter base back. Is that what's going on?
Well, he's quickly losing it. He's quickly losing it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It might be end of the month. It might be mid-April, but I think from what I'm hearing on Twitter, it's going to happen pretty soon.
Oh, all right. Good luck. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, me too.
You ready to do this?
Okay. Episode 9. The penultimate episode of Fargo season 1.
Gosh, it's about one of the worst episodes of the season by far.
It was a bad episode. Yeah. I don't know if it was the worst episode of the season.
Not the worst.
We should maybe after season 1 is done, we should have like a full season recap.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what episode 11 is. We're actually recapping the season, our thoughts, favorite characters, things like that.
Okay, that sounds good. So I don't know if it was the worst episode, but it was a pretty bad episode. But Lester's back. The old Lester is back.
The man I've fallen in love with is gone.
So at the end of last episode, we see Lester in Vegas accepting his Salesman of the Year award. Him and his wife Linda are going to the elevator to go upstairs. You see a pretty little woman in a cocktail dress give him sort of a look. He thinks to himself, "Oh, I'm high on life right now. I should send my wife to bed, and I'm going to take her. I'm going to sleep with her tonight." So he makes up some ruse about wanting a nightcap. He sends his wife to bed. He goes over to the bar. He's just eyeing this girl. The girl's eyeing him back and forth. He has this big National Salesman of the Year award up on the bar. And then he hears his voice that he remembers. And he turns around, and it's Lauren Malvo. Lauren Malvo is in Vegas with him in the same hotel, in the same bar. And the episode ends with this scene of them two together for the first time in, at this point, a couple of years.
Yeah.
So, and my prediction at the end of last episode was Malvo
Wrong.
was there for a reason.
Sorry.
Malvo was there looking for Lester, and that turned out not to be true.
Yeah.
That
made me happy. Knowing as soon as I figured out that he was just like, "What the fuck are you doing here, Lester? Go away." I was just like, yes. Wrong prediction. Not that I got any right.
Wow.
Not that I got any of them right. But I was like,
Wow.
I just didn't think it was coincidence. Like I was telling you, I just didn't think it. Like my, I guess, prediction was that it wasn't a coincidence. That it just so happened.
You can't take the opposite of my prediction.
But we it wasn't by like me trying to go opposite of you. I just didn't think it was coincidence. You did think it was coincidence.
And yet it was the opposite. So I think there's a rule of not taking the opposite of the other person's.
Sure. Okay. That's why I didn't say I was right. Did I say I was right? I was just saying.
No.
Yeah.
You very clearly, loudly explained how I was wrong.
I did. With pride.
I'm pretty sure this episode starts by we're back in the bar, I think.
No. This episode starts over in whatever the dentist.
Say what?
Malvo's
in Kansas City.
Someone's teeth. Kansas City. That's right. I thought it was like a flashback, like a decade before at first.
Yeah. So yeah. You're totally right. The episode starts with this person in like a doctor's chair and a dentist chair, and Malvo he looks like a dentist. He's operating in this person's mouth. I wasn't sure what was going on. Like you, I thought maybe this is a flashback. He looked older because his hair had turned silver. Mm-hmm. So I thought maybe he's done. Maybe he he narrowly escaped death, and like he just retired. You see him. There's another guy who works at the dentist's office who they're becoming friends with. He's becoming friends with. There's this sort of dinner party that's going on. We meet Malvo's fake wife or
fiance.
Fiance.
That was weird.
And this whole time I'm thinking, wow, Malvo like moved on. I couldn't believe it, but Malvo moved on. He has this wife. He's playing this like really great character.
Reminds me of someone else I know.
Asking.
I'm just kidding.
Who?
I was joking. I was poking fun at you.
Get out of here. He's not asking for anything, but he's agreeing to everything. So he's just like, you tell me. Like, ha ha ha. What does he say? He's like, deuces.
Is it?
He has a phrase after every one of his little like quips. He's like, deuces.
He's corny. That's all I know.
His fiance and completely believes that he loves her.
Well, she's a gold digger.
Sure. I don't know if she is or not. I don't know. I think it's mutual.
I guess that's my fault. I think any woman who's dating someone half their age is a gold digger. So that's my fault.
Yeah, that's your own biases coming through.
Yeah. Or daddy issues.
And oh my God, we quickly learn that Malvo's new dentist friend has a brother that's in witness protection. And then it all comes together at that exact moment. Like, oh, Malvo's playing them all. He's going after the brother. He put on this big ruse so he could find his way into close contact with his brother who's in witness protection.
See, we'll find out a little bit later, but I thought he was looking for the brother or friend too, but then there was a $100K bounty on him, the dentist as well though. So then I was a little...
What's that?
Remember when we'll get to it, but when the dentist when he does to the other dentist what he does to the dentist, he's like, I forfeited that $100,000 bounty on his head.
Oh, I interpreted that differently, but we'll get there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the Malvo's new friend, the dentist guy, is like, you and my brother would totally get along. He's in witness protection. I shouldn't do this. We shouldn't even be talking to him, but we do. You would love him. Y'all two would be so cool together. Like, let's meet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they meet the brother in Vegas. They're going to Vegas to meet the brother, and that's how Malvo ends up at this dinner table in this bar in this hotel with his fiance and his dentist friend and his dentist friend's wife. And they're just chatting. And Malvo's in character. He's on a job, and he's just chatting with this guy and trying to just continue to
So
be friendly.
Lester gets the
continue to,
courage,
be
gets the
interesting
guts.
and
This
cool,
new Lester we love in this slick
so
black
that
suit,
he
looking
can
like Men in Black,
eventually
but Lester
meet this
White,
guy's brother.
and goes over and he's just like,
And that's when Lester notices.
"Hey, Malvoy." I know. Just that. I thought he was gonna run. That's. Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that's what he did.
Yeah, Malvo's like,
I couldn't believe that he. I did
got the
too.
wrong
I thought
guy.
he was gonna
Like
run,
trying to
but
play
he
it off
walks
like I don't
over
know this guy, and Lester's like,
he's like, "Hey,
huh?
remember me?
What you talking about?" And Malvo
Bemidji?
keeps
Lester
denying it,
Nygaard?
like I don't know you,
Yeah,
and everyone's
I couldn't
confused
believe
what's
it.
happening. And then Lester, well, then they start to get up. They're gonna go upstairs, I guess, have a couple drinks in the hotel, and Lester's like follows them, and he does the new Lester. He's just like the old Lester. He would have let this go, but the new Lester's not gonna be ignored. He wants to be acknowledged that this hitman who killed the sheriff, killed his bully, and had him almost kill his wife. He wanted him to acknowledge his existence. That's what I'm like, what is Lester trying to get out of this? Yeah.
I agree. I agree. So he's like badgering
right.
Malvo
You're right.
and his
You're right.
new friends at the table.
Yeah.
They, like you said, they go upstairs to have
Or
a
walk
drink.
away. Walk away, Lester.
Before they leave, you skip this part.
Yeah.
Malvo sort of his party sort of walks away. Malvo comes back and says, "Lester, drop it."
That's right. That's
And
right.
they get in the elevator. Walk
Who
away,
is
that's
this
what it
guy?
was.
Yeah.
Walk
Who
away,
are
Lester.
you?
Walk away, Lester. And so Malvo and his party get in the elevator. The door's closing, and then you see Lester's arm shoot through, and I'm like, "Oh my God, Lester, what are you doing?"
Like, this only a year ago, buddy.
He's remember who he is. You're National Salesman of the Year. Good for you. Good for you. You framed your brother for your murder. Good for you. Like, golly. And then they're all in the elevator together. And like you said, Lester says, the old Lester would have walked away, but not the new Lester.
I love that.
Yeah. And Malvo is still trying to play
just
it off.
tilts his head a little bit, just
then
gives him
finally,
deep stare,
after maybe
keeps eye
15 or
contact
20
the whole
seconds,
time.
Malvo
Never.
says, "You really want to do this, Lester?" And he just keeps saying it over and over again. "Do you really want to do this, Lester?" Yeah. His Malvo's new friends are like, "What's going on? Calm down. Like, what are you doing? Calm down."
What?
And
what?
the whole time,
What do you
Malvo's
want to
just
do,
maintaining eye
Lester?
contact, getting
What do you want to go
louder.
back
Do you
to the
really
life
wanna
you
do this,
had? Like
Lester?
what?
And then
Nothing
finally,
good can
Lester
come
says,
from this, Lester.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah. He's murdered.
His whole life would have been.
He
different
almost
if
got
he just
you
said,
wrapped up in murder for life because you did murder
just
someone.
Walked away.
He
not from your high school bully. That's one thing, but he's a hitman. You know who he is. You met this man at a hospital, and he said,
no remorse.
if
Nothing.
you don't want me to kill him, don't say anything. You didn't say anything, and then he turns up dead. The man y'all were talking about turns up dead. And then he shoots the sheriff in your house. You call him, and you tell him you just killed your wife, and his response is, Lester, have you been a bad boy?
It gets worse though. You thought that because at
Like,
least okay, he just wanted to show
This
you like
man's
Lester.
different,
You don't
and he
intimidate
says, "Do
me.
you
I
really
don't
wanna
give a
do
fuck
this?"
if
And
you're
Lester
here.
says,
Like you're not gonna
Yep.
stand in the way of me. But
Yep.
that the next
Yes.
thing Lester does just makes me hate Lester just so much more. Oh man, it's then Malvo. I get he knows. He's like, all right, it's a hotel. There's no cameras in here, so I'm gonna just take them downstairs to the basement. There's an incinerator or
Tell
dumpster.
the
I forgot
story.
which. And we'll just dispose of these bodies. Boom, move on with my life. Job done. I lost the 100K bounty. These people are in and out of my life. But, well, once they got down to the bottom, you didn't think that was going to happen? Yeah. Oh, I thought you
That
told
was
everyone
not
that.
what I thought was going to happen.
Sorry.
So
My bad.
no, so I thought so. As soon as Lester said yes, Malvo says okay, and he shoots everyone in the elevator. No, I didn't say that. So he shoots everyone in the elevator. This is when Malvo says there was $100,000 bounty. I lost it. Like I was in this for 6 months and now it's gone. And at that point, I thought that Malvo was talking about that guy's brother.
I feel like 100K for a guy in witness protection is kind of low. I feel like he was friend of that guy is.
He was standing. He stood
100K.
to collect $600,000.
I mean, even in no sit, I don't know for someone in witness protection because that means for the government to pay you, government assistance for the rest of your life, protect. Like you had to fuck up some people who really doing some shit.
I mean, 100K is a lot of money.
He did a simple. I mean, we don't need to go back into the killing the guy again, but it wasn't that hard. Like he was hired to do a different job. He just shifted it to do a different job, and then
crazy stuff for $1 million from Stavros.
It was like a 2-day job. Yeah, he did. But yeah, he did.
Oh, come on! He put the Bible plagues on him.
That's what I'm asking.
So he
Why?
puts the elevator to the basement, and he's like,
Lester is bad collateral for doing some shit like that.
And
that's only because Lester Lester did a Lester.
I thought.
I guess you're
he
right.
would have
You're
just
right.
Killed
Yeah.
Lester right there, and dumped him because, he got in the way.
No, he tried to hit him with his trophy.
Yeah, I don't think Lester was walking away from that, and so he understood that. Lester understood that.
Yeah,
so when the elevator opened to
him off.
the basement floor, he just ran. He tried to hit him with his trophy. That probably didn't even cause a bruise. And then he runs, and then he runs upstairs, and he's like, "Linda, we have to go right now. Get your stuff." His wife's like,
they
"It's the middle of the
drive
night. What are you
flying.
talking about?"
I guess
He's
their
like,
car's
"No,
parked at the
now,
airport because
let's
then
go."
they're back in their car driving
So
back
they
home.
Sneak out of the hotel, and they drive back.
No
to
Uber.
Bemidji. Or do they drive all that? They must fly to Bemidji. Yeah, they're back in their car, back in Minnesota, driving home, and no Uber, not in 2006. And he's like, "We have to get away." You've always been wanting to get away. Like, now is a better time than ever. Let's just get away.
Well, no, he was saying we may never come back.
Let's get away. Because he knows he can't just go home and everything's fine again. Malvo's going to be looking for him.
It's Lester.
I don't know.
That's exactly.
Why he thinks if he goes on vacation for a week and comes back, then everything will be fine.
And they decide on Acapulco. That's the.
But you're willing to just give up your life just like that? Sheesh. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, they're going to Acapulco.
In Bimiji, you got to be versatile.
Lester, I guess, is also a travel agent.
Don't got connections.
He like uses his work to get tickets, and so I think he's part-time insurance salesman, part-time travel agent or something. I mean, you can't be national salesman of the month if you're not selling multiple
products. How in a year did he buy the? Maybe that's what he did with the investment he got from his wife's death. He just bought the insurance company and like
they drive
got
by
rid of that
and
other man, and him and his wife ran it.
He has his own storefront.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Oh, from his wife's death. The insurance policy, yeah. Yeah, maybe. It looks nice. Like the outside of the building looks fresh. Yeah.
His best friend.
So they're packing. He's like, let's leave tonight. Let's go. His wife is flustered, but is just sort of going along with it. And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Officer Molly. Of course, she's in everything, and he's like, and she tells Lester that there was a shooting in Las Vegas at the same hotel that he was at. Did he see anything? They want to question him. He's like, didn't see anything. Like, now's not a good time. I'll come to the police station in the morning. Like, goodbye. Lester's wife comes over, and Molly tells her what happened, and Lester's wife was like, "Oh no, I don't know what's going on." And Lester's trying to close the door. He's trying to get Molly to leave because he knows Molly is no good. If Molly's in on it, he's gonna get caught because she's just always, if not one step ahead of him or one step behind him, the exact same pace as him.
You're thinking too much into it.
I don't. And then Molly,
because
who's not pregnant.
I think it's just. From maybe you are right, but she's
that her bladder is the size of a penny. Can she come in to pee? And I don't think she actually had to. I think that was just a tactic that she used to get inside.
I think if she was a better cop than that, she'd be in the FBI with Budge and Pepper.
She is, but I don't know. I think Molly just knows how to play the game. Well, Budge and Pepper don't end up too well. So she comes inside.
I hated that. I was like, this.
We see Molly sitting on the couch questioning Lester and his wife.
Well, okay.
And
it's Molly's questioning about the whole event.
Lester's
she's like, so Las
I
Vegas
love
police.
That.
They says you were in the elevator with the people. And
tell the listeners what happened.
Yeah, I was in the elevator, but they were alive when I left them. And so he covered that aspect. And then Molly goes, okay, Las Vegas, it shows that you changed your tickets for an earlier flight. And Lester was just flustered. He's trying to come up. Okay. Why did we change our flight? It's like pausing for maybe 5-10 seconds. And that's when the wife steps in and says, oh, that was me. I just wanted to come home so early. And I'm like, well, but why? Because she didn't question it after. She just lied for her husband. She just lied for her husband and said it was me who wanted to come home early. I was getting homesick, so we got the soonest flight out.
I love that.
And Molly was like, okay. And that was it.
She didn't question it after. That was interesting.
Well, I guess she doesn't have she doesn't have time. Because you said she knows that something's up. And I was like,
I think
Lester's wife time to figure out what's up.
And she's just sticking up for her husband.
Well, she does. Well, that's Lester's fault. Lester's, knew it was going to happen. We all knew. Bro, as soon as he said.
Oh, wow. That's mean. He even said, babe.
And then the piss.
Oh God! Oh God!
Just
I
in the
cannot
car.
believe
Just like,
that
I'm not
happened.
even gonna run
I
off. I'm
cannot.
gonna just wait.
It's
here.
cold out. Why don't you wear mine? And then he even put the hood on. Oh my God! He knew. He knew. Oh God!
Yeah.
Oh God!
Why are you doing that in a small town?
So,
Yeah.
next scene, Malvo is back in Bemidji.
Wait, right before that, he drives right
He's
by
driving
Gus, the postman.
like a red BMW or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. A car that stands out. He shows up to Lou's Coffee, which is Molly's dad's. Oh, that's right. That's right. So Gus is driving his car as a news certified postman. And Malvo just drives right past him, and Gus gets a glimpse of the inside. Doesn't quite get a good enough glimpse to know what's going on, but enough of a glimpse to start questioning: is that who I think it is? Malvo shows up at Molly's dad's little coffee shop or diner, I guess, and the diner's empty. He goes up to the tabletop or the bar top, and he orders a piece of pie and some coffee. Immediately, Molly's dad knows doesn't like something about him. He's not from around here. Molly's dad knows that. Just doesn't like something about him. They start making small talk back and forth, but every question or everything Malvo says, Molly's dad responds hesitantly. And then finally, Malvo says, I'm an old friend of Lester. I went by his old place, and he's not there. You know where I could find him? And Molly's dad just says,
I thought he was gonna kill him.
If you give me your number, I'll tell him to call you
like, this guy.
whenever I see him again.
I guess he doesn't like to kill random people.
And Malvo is like, okay.
He did talk about him previously working in the
he walks out.
Police force, and why didn't he kill him? Because he was a former cop.
Malvo's not a killer like that. Yeah, he doesn't kill. I don't think he kills random people.
Oh, yeah.
He did, but I don't think Malvo has anything against people. Just people who get in his way. The scene right before this, I skipped over. Malvo first drives to Lester's old house.
Yeah.
He has his gun in his trench coat. He steps outside. There's a little boy playing out in the front yard, and he says, "Go get your dad," thinking that that's Lester's son. Although the boy is 4 years old, and this was a year ago or a year and a half ago. But he's like, "Go get your dad." This random guy steps out. He's about to shoot him. If it's Lester, he was going to shoot him on his porch. And it wasn't Lester. And he says, "Oh, I'm an old friend of the guy who used to live here. Do you know where he went?" And then the guy who currently lives there is like, "Oh yeah, he was a nice guy. He moved out, so and so months ago. There's no forwarding address, so I don't know where he's at." So that's when Malvo regroups and goes to the diner and tries to find more information. I think the most intense part of this scene was that Agent Budge and Agent Pepper from the FBI are coming to Bemidji because they know that Molly has some evidence in regards to Lauren Malvo, and they just want to talk to her about it. And for whatever reason, they all decide to meet at her dad's coffee shop.
Oh, and die?
And so
she was gonna
Molly
die?
is on her way to her dad's coffee shop or to her dad's diner. I thought at that moment Molly was going to see Malvo in the diner and then die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna meet up, and well, because as soon as Molly sees Malvo, she's gonna try to arrest him, and Malvo, no, she's gonna try to arrest.
Oh no.
That's why when there was the firefight a few episodes ago, she was like, "Hands up, hands up." So and Malvo wasn't about to be taken to jail, like. And he's got all sorts of weapons on him. So, but Malvo's sort of done with her dad. He only takes a couple bites of pie, doesn't finish his coffee, but he went there to find more information, couldn't find it. So he gets up and is walking.
We'll
out the
get out of
door,
their car.
and
They're
as soon as
parked,
the
but
front
literally
door
the
closes,
second he gets in, they get out.
Molly opens the back door and comes in. As soon as Malvo steps into his car, the two FBI agents
Malvo, like they
pull up
wouldn't
into
probably
the
have
driveway.
recognized Malvo, but Molly definitely would have. And she was the one who, as soon as he walked out of the
they get out,
front
and
door,
it's
she
just
walked in the
perfectly
back door.
timed, and Malvo barely misses them. Yeah, Molly certainly would have.
Yeah. Next is when Malvo and the FBI agents
and they just missed
Molly go to see Bill.
Yeah. So, Molly has these FBI agents in sort of the basement of the police station. She's showing them her crazy board, and
This thing's been giving me nightmares.
So Bill goes down. He hears that there's FBI agents there. He goes down to meet them, and he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry she showed you this. This is nothing. She's crazy." Yeah, this thing has been giving me nightmares.
And then just connects the dots. Like you don't care that he met this person the exact day, and he's like,
the two FBI agents are like,
"Well,
what are you talking about?
Sorry.
This is amazing. This is gold. Like she's figured this case out." And Bill's.
And then what do they go somewhere after that, or is it just does that scene end after that?
Yeah, that was good.
They're just like, oh yeah, they just say we
really
need
good.
to stay a couple more days. Is there a motel we can go out? We're gonna like bring some people to really investigate this.
I think that scene just ends. I think that's it. Yeah.
The thing I want to
Agent
know
Budge and
is
Agent
this is
Pepper
a legal
are
question,
looking to
which you may
avenge
not
their
know the
career.
answer to. Can
If they
Lester
catch
be
Malvo,
tried
maybe
for
they
a
can
crime that was
make their way out
convicted
the
of his
file
brother?
room. And so they're
If
just
someone
going
was
to stay
wrong,
a few more days
yes,
to sort of figure
you
it
just can't be tried for the same thing twice. Like if you already tried and proven guilty, you can't, or innocent, not guilty, you can't be charged again. Okay.
Yeah.
Just statute of limitations, and it's murder, so that never ends. There is, but I mean for other stuff. But I don't think there is for murder.
Yeah. You can definitely be charged later for sure.
Ooh, is that against the law?
Yeah, I don't think there's a statute of limitations for murder.
Yeah.
Or from like framing someone else for your murder.
Wow. Oh.
So wait, hold on. So if Lester finally gets
That's
caught
a tough
somehow,
one. It's been
and that would mean that his brother
it's
gets released from jail. Do you think his wife gets back with him?
Then you're the person who's wrong. Like if you choose,
I don't know how
no
you
one
go
likes
like
to
a
look at
year and a
themselves
half,
in the
2
mirror and just
years
be like,
believing something,
you were wrong.
and then you being told that it's fake, it's false, it's not true. Yeah.
And the autism. I'm just kidding. I just,
Does if you're
I think
Chaz, do you
that
want
is.
your old life back?
Would
Like,
you?
do you go back to your wife who
Because
accused you of being wrong?
love,
Oh
like
my
that
God.
love, man, the rejection of from the
Fresh start. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That's hard. If she just completely abandons me in jail, that's hard. So next scene, we're back in Lester's house. Um, uh, Lester goes to his wife, who is now cooking, and says, "We like let's go. We should go tonight." And his wife's like, "What are you talking about? We just told Molly that we would stay another day and talk to her because before Molly left, she said, "Well, don't go anywhere because we'll need to talk to you soon." And he says, "Oh, I just got off the phone with the deputy, and she says it's fine to go, so let's just go." Um, so they're getting ready to go, and Lester says, "Oh, we need our passports. They're going to Acapulco. We need our passports. It's at the store. Like, let's run by the store and to go get them." So Lester's driving the car. He drives by the store. He sort of peeks in, doesn't see anything inside. Um, Pulls around sort of to the parking lot across the street. His wife's like, "What are you doing? Why are you parking out here?" And he says, "Oh, it gets icy by the store, and so let's park over here." She's like, "Okay." Um, and then they're parked. He's staring into the store, and he says, "Oh, I think I hurt my leg earlier. Would you mind
asshole,
going in for me?"
asshole.
And right then,
Yeah, you all
we all
know.
knew what was about to happen. So she's like, "Oh, of course, don't worry, I'll go in for you." And as right before she got out of the car, he says, "Wait, it's cold out. Put on my jacket, my
Like, no,
red
don't make me
jacket."
go. You put on my jacket.
Yeah.
Look like me.
Put on my jacket. And she's like, "Oh, you're right." So she puts on the jacket. Then he says, "Wait." He puts his hood on over her head and he says, "Great. Now you look perfect." And
Oh,
his wife's all smiling,
oh,
and she walks into the store. Lester knows what's about to happen, but is in complete self-preservation mode, that
oh
he
yeah.
doesn't care about anyone else but himself. And as his wife walks to the sort of back of the store, there's one little light on. She is walking towards the safe, and then you see this figure who we know is Malvo get up. We see the shadow of them two standing next to each other. We see the shadow of the gun, and Malvo shoots his wife in the back of the head. His wife falls. Malvo walks out. And Lester is still sitting in his car, shaking, knowing what just happened, knowing, probably thinking to himself, "Thank God that
Yeah.
wasn't me."
Yeah. Not giving a fuck about his wife. Just like, holy shit, I almost died. That's the only thing he's thinking about.
Yeah, yeah. Holy shit, I almost died. That's exactly what he's thinking. And to that, I say Lester's back. The old Lester who's scared, and who this bravado he had in the elevator is completely gone, and his wife's dead. The second Mrs. Nygaard is dead.
I
Um,
just, yeah.
and Malvo walks away thinking probably that he killed Lester. Maybe he knew that it wasn't Lester. He checked the body. We're not entirely sure, but he walks away, and that's the end of the episode.
Yeah. My assumption was when he did come out lighting the cigarette, like looking, I thought he checked the body and was like, oh, it's not him. So he's like, let me light this cigarette. And he's like, all right, there's too many cars, too many to me to just go through and like start shooting people. So
Probably. That's probably true. I don't know how you couldn't see Lester in his car from that angle because I'm surprised Lester didn't sort of hide in his car. He was just sitting there in the
Well, he
driver's
did kind
seat.
of. He creeped down a little bit, and then when they showed it from Malvo's angle, you could see there actually was more cars than
Of course
just
he creeped
Lester's.
down. Of course
Yeah,
he creeped down. Oh my God.
yeah.
Lester.
Uh, it was, yeah.
Maybe he'll blame this one on Chaz too.
I, I just feel like Lester from the get go could have been. He could have wiped his hands clean of all these murders if he just had a solid
He
story.
he got away with it. He got away
Not,
with
yeah,
it.
not even that.
And he
He got
had his
away.
whole
Yeah,
life. He had
you're
this
right.
whole new life. And he just had to confront Malvo.
But you're the reason. You're the one who thought it wasn't coincidence. So maybe he's like, "There's no reason it's a coincidence. I'm a Minnesotan. These things are meant to happen." And I'm over here like, no. If this guy almost fucked up my life, but somehow made it so much better, let me just like respectfully decline this invitation to ever see him again.
I
Especially
would
when
have
he tells you to
liked
walk
it.
away.
Yeah.
Especially when he tells you to walk away.
He gave you multiple chances. He tells you to walk away. You don't do it. First he's like, I don't know who you are. That's clearly a hint. Then he's like, walk away. You don't do that. Then he gets in the elevator and he says, do you want to do this, Lester? Just say no.
Just get off at the
Just
next stop and move on with your life. Like,
and he was looking for something. He had to get recognition. And now
you
his
think,
his new wife is dead. And
see
he
the thing,
knows Malvo's coming for him.
he demands respect now. And that's the problem sometimes with some people. If you demand it and can't back it up, like Lester.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's the episode.
that's it.
Next week is the season finale of season 1 of Fargo.
Yeah. Some people are more excited than others.
I'm so excited about this next episode.
I can't wait to see the conclusion. I might watch it twice just so I can really let it soak in.
I think I'm gonna watch it twice too.
Oh, wow. Look at
So
you.
we're gonna do predictions a little different this week. I'm just gonna ask you, how do you think Lester explains this away? His wife is dead in his store. Clearly, Lester's gonna need some sort of excuse. This is his second wife that has died in the past year. He knows that Molly's after him. Something happened in Vegas that they're trying to tie him to. How do you think Lester excuses this one away? Or tries at least.
Well, I have 2 points of what I think with Lester. I think the first one doesn't make any sense because it's logic, and if Lester was acting on logic, he wouldn't be in this situation to begin with.
Okay. Okay. Let's hear
And
that one
that,
though.
but that's just going to Molly and kind of having a fake story of how he knew Malvo in the beginning, and then
You think he admits to knowing Malvo?
yes,
That's at this point, that's the cleanest way out of it.
yes, that's
Like
what I'm saying. That's
you're
logic. That's logic.
if you're Lester, you realize at this point you're way in over your head.
Yeah,
You are not equipped to deal with this. You cannot handle Malvo. You need some help.
logic.
And you
Yeah.
bring the police in because you know that they're likely to die before you do
Exactly.
because they're already looking for them.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. I don't think either because we
that's
would
not
yeah.
something Lester would ever do.
Yeah. Yeah, I said logic. Yeah.
Okay, what's your illogical prediction?
But also very bad at this and also very smart. I think he should just run. As soon as he sees Malvo go the other way, drive the opposite way and go. Whether it's
Not to Acapulco, but Florida.
Just go
Texas,
somewhere.
just go south.
Yeah, just leave. Just leave. Just leave. I don't like that's what I mean. You don't got your even at the same time though, Malvo walks away, you can run and get your passports, but we know he doesn't have the balls to do that. Like
yeah.
I know, and maybe realistically, Malvo would actually be watching the store just to kind of see. But if anything, I'd wait it out a couple hours and then go run in and get your passports and then go.
You don't think that the problem with that is like interstate cops are going to be looking. Like if he just disappears, they're going to think he did it. And so then there's going to be some, word out to other police stations and other, police districts that this man driving this car is wanted for murder. Like you don't think that happens? You think you can just leave and get away with it like that? I don't think you can in the States. You have to leave the States.
Well, but where they can do out a thing the next, but who's going to come into his insurance agent within the next few days? Like that's what I mean. He has a few days to get in. Driving a few days, you can get somewhere completely different,
Sure.
whether from Minnesota to Louisiana, find a cash job. And that's what I mean. You'll have enough cash for at least a month or so to get set up and then figure out how you're going to start making money. Like just get a,
Sure. Yeah. You probably have a good week head start.
that's what I mean. Yeah. And then week head start and then month head start on money. And then you just gotta, but Lester also, those are two things Lester's not actual, those
No.
those things are
No.
two different versions of logic
Yeah.
that he's gonna do some shit to get himself even more fucked up.
Okay. So if that's two different versions of logic, what do you think actually happens?
I don't get Lester logic. He's gonna probably stay in Bimiji, which is the last thing I would do. And end up going back home at some point, which you never end like that's what I mean. You don't want to go back home.
Yeah. Knowing Lester, he'll probably like call Malvo and say
Sorry.
like truce.
Yeah.
I can give you $10,000. I have
Yeah.
$10,000 cash. Like, let's just put this behind us. And Malvo's gonna be like, sure, buddy. Like, let's meet in person and do this. And
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But that's what I see happening.
all right. Season finale next
Woo.
week. A Fargo watch party. We're gonna keep going for all 4 seasons. We're not gonna stop after season 1, but we'll have like you said, episode 11, which is our recap of the entire season. We might do an episode of a Modern Man podcast, also brought to you by the Modern Podcast Network, talking about the first season of Fargo. I am really excited for the season to end.
I am.
And I'm
Even
really
more
curious what happens in the next season and where it goes.
well, I know FX. I'm the show has me hooked. FX has me hooked. I'm more excited to see where we take podcasts in season 2, where we elevate it, where we get the segments out. I think it's gonna be a lot more fun, honestly.
Yeah, me too. I think so too. All right, JD, send us out.
All right. Finale next week. Episode 10, Fargo Watch Party, presented to you by the Modern Podcast Network.
Whoop, whoop.